Hello and welcome back. Mm. Ah. Gotcha. Damn fleas. Didn't vacuum my house one time. Yeah, microphone fell over. Yeah, be okay. Yeah, gotta vacuum this house consistently. Ever. Yeah. Is there a better stand I could have for my phone? For my camera? My microphone? What about a Rubik's Cube? Let me just mute it. Oh, that should be a little bit better. Anyway. Oh my god. I can't concentrate. I tried not doing things to see if that was going to help, but it didn't help. My graphics card died as well. My old one, which is why I bought the one that I'm currently using, because I knew it was on its way out. But it finally just completely pooped itself. I mean, it's still there, still has its lights on. I probably should pull it out. But, yeah, messing around all yesterday, setting all that up. Also, my camera stuff arrived. So I got like a little workbench thing now set up, so I can actually stream the assembly of things. I got some nice lights and things. The only problem with it though, I don't know what to use as like a back thing. Because when you got like really white colors, your fingernails look yellow. That looks terrible, especially with the macro thing. Like you can see all little scratches on your fingers, you know. Looks horrible. So gotta figure out some sort of a thing for that. I'll probably just wear gloves or something. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how long. I might only be here for like 10 minutes for all I know. Spent hours waiting for my
Hi, Gus.
Gus. Waiting for my anime to come out. But I had the wrong damn day. And it's not out today, it's out tomorrow. I'm like, oh. I thought it was just an hour late to get slime. Because it says Tuesday, which today is Tuesday. That's only because it was past midnight when I looked at my watch. This thing really needs to say what day it's on. Anyways, that sucks. That threw me off. Because I waited around for like 2 hours for that. Hour for what it says, and then it's like, oh, well, it must be an hour late, because sometimes it does that. Anyway. Now I tried to mess around with this thing off without streaming. And I don't know what this thing is. Just like it hurts. It hurts to think about, and it's really annoying. Like I can't concentrate. There's just nothing. Like I want to do this, right? You know, I feel like this is what I'd be wanting to do for many, many years. You know, but my old printer just never got around to it because I was trying to make money with it, and then every life got in its way. And now it's been like almost 10 years or some junk, and it's like, what? How? How has so much time passed and I've still barely done any of the things I've wanted to do? I haven't even tried to start doing them. There's no reason why I haven't. It's just I haven't. That's really annoying and I don't like it. It's just like, I hate this thing though. Why? I don't like it for some reason, but I don't know why. It's too complicated, but I don't know how this could be simpler. I mean, it needs to toggle direction by having one gear or two gears. We need to have some sort of a switching mechanism for which one it's on. And then that switching mechanism has to be locked into either or position. So I feel like this is as simple as I can make. Where's music? And the screen's messed up. Everything seems to be displaying fine though. Oh, that's a thought. I wonder what happens if I do this. Does that just automatically connect? Oh, it does not. I don't know how to refresh this thing. What? Suppose I could do that. The port's changed, hasn't it? No? Ah, there it is. Oh, it's the scroll thing. There it is. Oh. Error. Oh, there we are. Alright. Need to refresh it real quick. Oh yeah. A webcam-y thing. Nutella. Wow. Love how that works. Whoa. Anyway, that's the thing. Nutella would. Oh. Turn that off by default. We got a bloop, but I didn't see it say anything. Anyway, so I got that working using my phone's camera as like a webcam sort of thing that wirelessly just connects. I can also use the microphone, but I don't have that set up. Because I was originally planning this whole setup to be in the other room, but it works in this room. Put my phone on charge because it keeps not being on charge. It gets very warm when the thing's on for a while. Messing around trying to do stuff yesterday. Is that loud? Anyway, so I can show all that stuff now. It's only 480p though. That's what I was gonna look at. How much is the pro version of that thing? Because it's got a pro one that goes up to like 1K. Oh, I fire. Oh. That's interesting. Why has OBS got its own thing? Hmm. Plug-in version. I was wondering about that. It seems to be locking it in some sort of an artificial way. Because it definitely streams at 1K if I go through, whatever you call it, other applications. So, yeah, I think there's definitely a way I can get around that. When I was using Discord, it seemed to be streaming at 1K, but then through this thing, it's only 480. I don't know. Anyway, what am I trying to do? I don't know. I want to make this thing, but I just don't. It's just so much to think about. I don't like the package. I don't like the form factor. I was thinking about the springs, because I was thinking maybe I only need 2 springs, because it's stretching and squishing, which would be more. But it's not stretching, it's only squishing. I, for some reason, didn't even think about that. So it is only 2 strings. This is the form I want it to be in. I need these to be thicker, so it's not just bending these away, even though it's symmetrical, so it should be good, but if there's any deviation, it's going to be trying to pull or push to one side or the other, and he's a hecka thin. It's only like 1mm or something. No, it's 2mm. Oh, okay. I thought I had to extend that out a bit, but apparently not. So I thickened everything up to be at least 2mm now, except for these little flexy parts. I'm wondering if they should be wider or not. I mean, I suppose not. It should be fine as they are, but I don't know. So yeah, I need something to hold these things together. So I need something at the level, so when they move backwards and forwards, they don't like drop down. Like, I'd rather them not resting on these gears. Gears, not whatever. Yeah, I'd rather them not resting directly on the gear, because through using this new setup I got, I've noticed that there's a heck of a lot of wear by the looks of things on certain parts, which is interesting. Like parts where it's just spinning around, it's like worn a circle. I'm not quite sure why or how. I've got the feeling it hasn't as much. What it actually is just a little piece of dust that's gotten there and it's just like scraping around. Not so like just polishing it in a circle really. It's not digging it out really, not enough for it to matter, but then I haven't spun it around that much. But I could have a whole friction sort of a problem. Maybe this is just well too soft and it, you know, any sort of consistent rubbing against it's just going to wear a groove through it, which is really bad for these pins because it's not going to last long before it just wears it down and it just wobbles around too much. But that could be a potential problem. I've seen some posts about people complaining about things like this, but I do have, you know, water washable. It's not the best of the resins. Oh yeah, I went on a buying spree. Yeah, I already talked about that. Ultrasonic cleaner's on its way, so I make cleaning a whole lot easier. And I do have at least a minimal amount of cleaning stuff for things. I don't know. I just don't like this piece. It's too bulky. But then I can't get my head around the scale. I'm not used to seeing things so tiny because it's like, this looks massive, you know? It looks like super duper thick. I should be able to shrink everything down, but it's like 2 millimeters high. It's absolutely nothing. Yeah, so things at the scale look weird. I still don't even have one of these that properly works, so I'm not quite sure what the friction's going to be, but I have to have a bajillion of these things, like 18 of them, so... really doubting that this thing's going to work to the point that I don't even really want to make it, even though I'm not actually sure, which is really annoying. I still haven't built the rack gear. I don't know. That thing's going to be adjusted. I still don't know how to get this little pin thingy supported that's up in there. I gotta get that to be supported on something. So something needs to be coming up here, but it can't be going directly up, so I gotta have something going up and around like that, or maybe down and across. If this is printed upside down, I could have something that just like scoops up and around that. The bottom part won't be there. I could either have it from the bottom part or from the top part. I'd sort of, I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be better from this part than that part, because it's just printing. But then if it's... because this thing's now going to make room for that, and everything's lower down. Or prong things, but then these gears get in the way, although I could just have these separated by a rod, and that's just running through the middle of them. So I could put like a whole plate underneath these, basically. And the gears could be separated out further, but that means it's more bulky, and this is already well bigger than I would like it to be to fit in the actual place it needs to go in. Because ideally the entire thing's within a box. But I'd rather it be flatter than wider like that, because it fits nicely there. But now this is like, you know, it's about that high, so it's not going to fit in here like it currently is. I'm not sure what to do. Although my gears are sort of thinner, maybe, I don't know. But I want to see maybe if I can extend this thing out so it's long and thin rather than what it is now. I sort of just want to completely redesign it. Because this is the toggle, so I need powered in, and then power, like it's a state inverter or something, I don't know. So it has a state which inverts things. I don't know. It's whether or not the state is inverted. I don't know. So you got your input and your output. Your input's technically this gear here, not that one, so this could have whatever connected to it. Anyway, but if I could extend this out long ways, whatever. But to this... I need this thing connected, which could be on either side. Doesn't really matter. Could be at top or bottom, either side, any four corners. But that's going to connect to whatever's going to be toggling it, which will be the output of a winner of a player. No, not directly. So the win of the player who won will go up to the score counter. So I'm assuming a gear is going to turn one way for one score, one way for the other score. Then we got this one which does neither, so that would have to go straight to the toggle. And then we'll have to have a third one that is the reset. But that's just going to come, well, that's going to come out from, I mean, the reset could be connected out of this thing, I guess, because it will go to both, the resetting of this stuff. But no, hang on. So the win-lose thingy goes up, through, and around. If it goes one way for one and one way for the other, I mean, I guess I could have it go up and do that. So one way for one way for the other, other way for the other one. But yeah, that would have to be split into two things, and then both ways do the same rotation down to this thing. But they can't be connected through this. That's a whole extra problem. Because they both have to be connected. I suppose they could be driving the rest of the gears, because it's going to be an incomplete train, but it's just a whole lot of extra gear movements, possibly. A lot of extra force. I'd rather it not. But that means I have to have some sort of a thing that allows both of them to be combined but not go backwards. A one-way valve-y sort of thing. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Maybe I should just change. Like, I really want to print things, damn it. But it takes so much time and effort to get the damn thing ready to print. thought out and all that sort of junk. But yeah, maybe I should just think about logic states and try to create a whole lot of mechanisms for that. Because there is a whole extra lot of stuff that I have not even thought about with how all this works. Which is physical things. Like, I'm only thinking in terms of gears, things that spin. But there could be physical little levers and switches and toggles also going on, like the clicky thing on the back of the pen, you know? That's technically a state setting switch. So it's a memory, it's on or it's off. And it's the same input to do both. Although it is a linear sort of an input, not a circular one, but you know, what's the difference really? Linear input's just half of the rotation. Because I could literally have a clicky pen design. And that could be what locks each of the gears in place. So a gear that just turns, clicks, and then pops back up sort of thing, and then down, doesn't go to the other, I don't know. I don't know. That's a whole extra way of thinking about things which I haven't done. I mean, sort of have here with these things. I don't like this backwards and forwards movement to these things. I'll also have to have some sort of a barrier in here so it doesn't push too much into each other. So it needs to go to a place and stop. That's on a separate rail to this thing, so you know that could be doing that with this being free. There's just so much to do. Like, I don't know what, I hate it. I should just do it, you know? Not care about if I have to undo it and redo it later on, because progress is progress. Get it working and then optimize. But I don't like that way of thinking anymore for some reason, because it's just, it's so much more effort. It's that damn effort thing again. Why does it exist? I hate it. Yeah, so I think I gotta separate those so there would be like a plate that goes in here, because these parts move backwards and forwards. And they're attached to this thing. I don't like the way that this is sort of just free flowing like that. It should have something else that's connected up and over. Because it, I mean, it's not really that much. Oh wait, these gears don't need to exist anymore. Why are they... whatever. So I could have this. They're all just sort of connected. And then if I just brought this thing down... I don't have the tolerances any of this junk either. But up and down tolerances is different. Okay. So that could be like that, then I could have the run going through here. The only connection point's there, which is not far off of that, so I don't think it really matters that these are like that. Although these are connected, no, that was the problem. Because this is connecting to that, that's going to be constantly trying to pull this away. And same for the other side, and that's where that's going to come in. Ideally, they should be directly underneath, I suppose. So it should just be... no, it's going to be trying to kick it out sideways. Okay. So I was wondering if there was any way this could latch onto that as well, but that's not how that works because it's in a different system. I don't really know any good ways to make that happen other than just strengthening out this thing. Because it being held in by just that one point is not quite good enough. Although I suppose it could be up and over. No, that was the other problem. This is going to be trying to force this whole thing away as well. That's going to be trying to push against the springs, and this is the main power source. This is full power here. Full amount of force behind this. Full rotation speed and all that. I haven't even thought about some sort of a release mechanism. I'm just imagining it just going at full whack. Bam, done. But I guess I could have some whole setup of gears, making it turn slower but with more force, so there's not so much of a whack. It's probably going to have that. I guess I'm just going to have a massive gear reduction, and that's going to be the resistance to the movement. While adding a whole lot of power so it can drive everything, so maybe that'll be fine. Because I feel like as long as this isn't moving quickly, because the quick thing's going to try to kick it out more. If it's moving slower but with more force, I think it should be fine, because this is all spinning around in this little sockety thing. I feel like it should have something coming up and over, which I could do. I could literally just have some sort of a thing that I just put on top of this, so it just sits there and then the other end just sits down in here. That will stop it a whole lot. Thinking about different methods of doing stuff. If I had like a short screw that could just go down into here, because I know which way this gear is going to be going, I could have that happen. But if I had like a short screw, I could just have that go down. It just has a thread, you know, on the bottom half of it, and it could just thread into this, and that could be used for pins. Probably how they do it in watches. As long as the direction is the same direction that the screw tightens in. You can't so much do that to anything else on this thing, though. I don't know why I was thinking about that. Anyway, I was thinking of that for this thing. I could have like a socket that I could put it into. It would be the easiest way to do it. Because as long as the pin's holding it from moving up and down here, that socket should move it, or stop it from moving backwards and forwards. The more out, the better, but you know, it's still got a bit of wiggle room. If that raises up, then it could wobble back further. I could screw it down. I could have a socket and a pin. You know, just a bigger area to have bigger surface areas, sort of a thing, to stop it from rocking around so much. Main thing, and then a pin just to give it some extra depth, I guess. You know, the more depth it has, the less of a tolerance. If I just put a pin that just goes all the way through, that'd probably be fine. So just like a little L bracket thing with a hole for the for this thing. I mean, that would probably be fine. Because it's always the same. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll do something like that. Let's make it. So this thing's gonna have a circle on top. It's a very, very small circle on top. I mean, technically, one of these ones should be fine. Okay. I don't know about tolerances anymore. I have to look at things because I got like a magnifying glass with some lights and stuff on it, and I can actually see this distance. I can see the wobble in this thing. I can't see by how much, though. Like I should set it up and have a look, but I can't be bothered setting up the whole camera and everything as well. First off, I don't have any viewers, and then it also means just doing that. It's just to see a little wobble in a gear. You know, I don't like. It's not interesting. It just take that long. I wonder how this goes. No, it should be fine. Like the threading of this gear onto this gear, because this thing will be moving, and if they happen to not line up in just the right way, it might not be able to force its way across. It just jams up. But it does hook into that well before this hooks into that, relatively speaking. So I think it should be fine, because these gears will be turning all up and around. So it should match up at some point, connect this to that, it'll be spinning in the wrong direction. And then ideally that pops out of there as this one pops into here. And then the whole thing can continue. Now in the opposite direction. Again, with the release of a massive amount of power each time. But there's not really anything I can do about that, other than meet tolerances a bit better. But there has to be a point where both of these gears aren't connected while it does the switch. That just drops all the resistance. Anyway, blah 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 blah, what am I up to? Oh yeah, I was gonna make that thing. So I was gonna make... I selected it, and I just got distracted. So we want one of those things attached to there. Could literally just join it together, I don't have to worry about topology. Yeah. And then I need some sort of a brackety thing. Is the chat working on the stream? It was. What the heck? That face. What's a new name? Hello person, are you real? Or are you a new elaborate bot that I've never seen before? Never know. Okay. What? Right, close this down. No, I should grab one of the holes too, I suppose. How was I doing the whole thing? I think I was just bullying it. I don't even remember. Let's not grab that hole. Grab that one. It's already highlighted and everything. Wait, what? Uh-oh.
Blocked spam.
Okay. Oh, so I saw that works. It's the first time that's happened. I mean, that thing needs to be moved around anyway. I don't know why that both is highlighted. I think I was just looking at that thing over there. I was going to do something, but I didn't. Alright. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. It's higher. Why is it higher? Higher whole thing. Whatever. Move you over here. Okay. Ignore how that's twisted for some reason. Hold is hold. I don't like it, I could fix it later. Okay. Good. It don't matter. Anything works. And guns the way. Yeah. I never know which way around that's gonna go. Oh, you got one too. Where's my drink? It rolled away. That's empty. Okay. I got a block with a hole in it. Job done. So what do I want to do with the block with the hole in it? It just confuses me so. How wide is this? It's 3 millimeters wide by currently, I guess, 2 millimeters high. 1.5. Why is it a half? Oh, okay. Maybe. What is that? Do have that bit of a socket in there. So, oh yeah, my different dimension. Like, do I want to put a little socket in here and have the pin going down? I like that idea, just because I can. It does mean this will have a right way around, so if there's any defects on one side, I can't just like flip it over to the other. Which is the thing that I like to plan for, even though it's completely not required so far. Or I could just have the hole going through and not worry about it. I mean, it doesn't really need a socket. Why does it need a socket? It doesn't add any support. I mean, surface area is surface area. I mean, I guess it's got that little bit of an edge, but then if it's got a hole going through, it doesn't matter. Alright. That's my standard size. Going that on there. And just because I can, let's just have the whole thing going all the way down. I believe that's a thicker rod just because of the nature of what that is. I'm sure why not. So let's grab one of these holes. And you're going to be going into that thing now. Yeah, this is mirrored. Interesting stuff going on here. Oh, that's not going to be any good. Oh, and it's mirrored in that dimension too. Well, this should be perfectly balanced. Probably do it to the other side. Yeah. Do all that. Perfect. Oh, well. One hole. I really like my shader. It's real nice. Now it's got its little pin thing to go down, although the less wiggle room the better for that. It's going to have some amount, but I could just jam stuff in here, you know, it doesn't need to turn around, it's more of a friction fit, which this isn't a friction fit hole. I probably should design one of these specially for friction fitting, but I have realized that the way that I calibrated my printer was a little bit off. I didn't quite understand how one of the little calibration test things worked, so I just assumed some things, which means I think it's currently over-curing by the smallest amount, which is actually what I thought it was. I didn't want to mess with it though, just in case. It's well within tolerance. But I've got the feeling my gaps are near perfect with this stuff. I mean, it just depends on certain things. Tensions, you know. But I feel like it's not as accurate as it could possibly be currently. It's near literally what I have here. It can do that. It's within about a 0.1 mm tolerance, I think it is. Or what it should be. I mean, yeah, so it's about a 0.1 mm over curing, a little bit less maybe. That's why I got these 2 mm buffers between things. That should be about 2 mm. About half of that, well, probably a little bit more than half of that is what it's actually doing. I think that's just completely overcure, which I don't really know how to deal with. It could also be just bad resin, like I'm not washing it well enough. I don't know. Oh, that's nice. So that's gonna have a thing like that. I should really have an extra plate going over the top of all of these things, but they should be fine. Maybe I should just extend these up. So it's not required, but when I could just print a plate off at a different time. Okay, I really should think about how to connect this thing up, because that is a very key component right there. The whole thing sort of relies on that. Linchpin. Should I have it going up or down? I mean, that's nice and flat, easy to print. The question's more like, which piece is it am I more likely to have to just redo because of some sort of a problem? But it's both of them. This one's got high pieces on it anyway. I suppose I'll just go for that one. Alright, so how does this connect down here? We need some sort of a separation between it, which this sort of has already. Everything here needs to just come down a bit. Sure. Not even more. That's right, I said I wanted to flatten this thing out. So if I wanted to flatten this thing, let's just make it as it is. I could just make a different version of it. So I could extend this out and then up. So these parts are lowered down, but the springs are on the same level as this. Like, so they could be moved up a whole chunk. Although this thing's only up a whole chunk because of these things. Where would I want to put the lock for them not being able to move that far in? I mean, technically this wall here could be it. Tolerance is a bit of an issue. I'd want to overdo it so I can grind it back a bit by hand, maybe? Or have something I can replace if I need to have it be a little bit more or less. Although I could just put something on it to extend out its thickness. I don't quite know how I'd do that. Maybe I can't. Okay, let's just ignore about that. Back to this thing. So yeah, that's going to be down like that. I may as well just thicken this thing out so it supports the side parts. Well, I could just build a whole base thing to it, couldn't I? Do I still have those sockets in this? No, I don't. It's just going straight down to it. So I was thinking I'd make the screw a screw that goes into the ear to hold these together. What do I want to do here? I feel like it needs 4 supports. How much is going on here? Or I could just have 2 on ones. I don't know, I could extend this out more. So I could have the pillars going up the sides. Now I don't have to have that thing that needs to come over the side of everything. But I feel like 4 of these supporting this top plate would be a little better. I mean, does it really even need that sort of support? I mean, there's no forces that are going to be pushing up or down on this thing. It should just be all linear sort of thing, just gravity, I guess. I still feel like I should have some extra supports on this thing. I mean, I could have some coming up here. No. I can't have any in the way of this thing. And the springs apparently get in the way of this. Where am I? Oh. That'll be out there now. Apparently the other side's already been moved over. Oh, it's just probably always over there. Okay, I probably want at least 2 tiles difference from the sides of this thing all around the spring parts. You never know, maybe I'll change the springs to something else that happen to happen be. Why is that something I feel like I need to say? Happen to be bigger. Whatever. So that would want to be out more, but only to that tolerance. I still haven't put all the tolerances in. This whole bottom part probably needs to be thicker. It's only 2, like I thicken that up. Make it at least 2 millimeters. All of this part's just wrong. How do I get this gear to connect to that? That was the question. So I had 2 big gears last time, but they just completely mess with any sort of supporting structure, even though this is now messing with its own supporting structure. It just needs a cover over the back of it, I guess. It could be the thinner material. Oh, how would I print that? It can't be flat to this. It's in a pocket thing now. And it's upside down. Okay. So that's sort of what I was originally thinking. This could be up there. The whole bottom of this thing could be down lower. And then I could put like a... What side am I on now? Okay, sure.
Mono, yo.
Yo. I suppose 3 would be fine. There's not really going to be any force on this thing. Oh, I got a setup so I can use my phone as a camera now and show what's happening as I'm assembling stuff. I got like a magnifying glass thing with a LED light ring thingy around it so I can actually see what I'm doing now, and oh my god. It's the difference is just... It is just completely different looking through that thing compared to just with my glasses. I can see everything. And god, everything's so dirty. Junk everywhere. Why is that not right? Because it's so much lower down now. Yeah, whatever. That'll be sort of like that, but these need to be moved across to their positions. The lock-in position, what the heck? Parts disappear and it's confusing. That doesn't fit in a stepping way, does it? Should be right about there. I think I made that a little bit bigger than it needs to be. I mean, it is a real weak spot of it, so just bump that in by a bit. Bump that in by a bit. Okay. And then that one will be the opposite direction.
So anyway, I drew a waifu on my biology test and the teacher liked it.
Oh no. chemistry-based one? Or biology-based one? Is it like cell?
Mono, no.
Okay, so that would be ideally allowing that to slide through. Okay, so I need the foot thingy to be under that part at the very least. I mean, I don't think there would be too much of a problem with this thing literally just resting on the gear.
Mono, it was a waifu soldier.
Okay. Because the gear is spinning in the direction that it's moving. It just adds a whole lot of more friction, wear and tear. I mean, it's not as much friction because it's not still, it is moving. But it is something that probably matters. But anyway, if I'm going to be redesigning this whole damn thing anyway, let's just see how it all works out. How messy this thing's getting. Sure, why not? Let's just do it. Do it. This whole thing needs to be raised up. Suppose that's there. I need some gear getting to it. This whole section, I suppose, could just go away. That's just completely different now. I'll have something sticking out there at some point. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be earlier in. Where am I at? That is the direction I want? No, that direction.
Mono, are you familiar with the storyline of Moldy Apple?
Never heard of it. Probably about there. Doesn't really need to be that thick. Let's just go with the standard 2mm. Alright. Sure, why not? Bruh. I guess that would be there, and here. I should always go out at least 2. Half a millimeter is just too thin.
Mono, so I have a moldy apple on my room for like 4 months and have formed a deep friendship with it and even gave it a few other moldy friends.
Okay. I was thinking like, that's an interesting name for like a manga or something. Moldy apple, why not? No, you just mean literally just moldy apple. Okay. I think you need to get out more, man. I think you've been inside a little too long. Let's just make that like that. Okay.
Mono, OMG. I just thought of something brilliant.
What? I'm all out of my drink.
I can make a moldy apple waifu.
I'm imagining it having like a dress of mold. It's all like fuzzy, like a crown. That's like the top or bottom half, whichever half of an apple core, you know, like a staff. There's the branch part sticking out the top. I don't know. It's like Cinderella sort of stuff. Oh no, hang on, I'll get a drink. Baby.
mono, and I can shape the paper into a mini body pillow and put it in the moldy apple jar.
Say what? Okay. A moldy apple body pillow. It's just a pillow that's been sitting around a whole lot of moldy apples. Perfect. Okay, I guess that should be fine. So that whole thing simply doesn't need to exist. That's going to need to be support for that. Oh, now I'm going to get a gear to get through this thing. Okay, okay. That complicates things. And I need a support to be up there. Okay, okay. How do I get these two gears to connect? I tried to space things away more evenly and move this gear around, because it should just be that distance away sort of a thing, if this is the one that's connected. Wait, no, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, but it's connected. So that should be in line to get to here. So the gear would have to be directly underneath this. And that is currently used as support for that. I can move this somewhere else, but... Oh, well that's not even going to fit there, with that being here. Okay. I could move this anywhere, I suppose. Oh wait, no, because this part needs to move. Okay, let's move it inwards. I assume that would be a connection? Yep. But that's how far in it needs to be, so that support could go anywhere up to that place. Why that's there? Let's just make all of this go away. Okay. So, I mean, that just gets it out of the way, I suppose. Oh. I could use this to stop this from moving too much. Oh. It all works out. Okay. Yeah. So that, I believe I'll grab the right thing, yep. You want to move all the way out to there. Which is how far? 9mm. There. Okay, so that's how much wiggle room that has. I really don't like these teeth because they're going to be bumping into this thing, I feel, but maybe not. I mean, they shouldn't, really. As long as it's thick enough to gap between two teeth. Ideally 3, I suppose. I don't know. I'm thinking about problems which I don't even know if they are actually... Oh, that falls out the other side. Okay, so that's going to be longer, apparently. That's not such a simple thing to extend. Although I think it literally was extended like that once before. Just a placeholder, doesn't matter. Is this thing mirrored? No. No reason for that. Not that I can see. Huh. Quite sure why that was selected. What? Those aren't even joined. Oh god. Okay. It's not even. Do that. Oh, these things.
Mono, do you know this linked here?
Probably. All of that, except for the holes. And mirror. Yeah. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, what do you want to want? Gatebox AI. Never heard of it. Oh. Yeah, I think I did see this once on Facebook. I'm assuming it's a spinning thing. Is it a spinning thing, or is it something else making this? Yeah, like, you don't see it in that shot, and I'm pretty sure those other ones, those are fake. I don't think that's actually how it looks. Do they have any actual real-life footage of it?
Mono, they aren't fake.
Wait, it looks trash. The quality of the model and things. Is there a video of it somewhere?
Yes, they are very popular in JP.
Are they actually, or is it one of those, you know, things where they just say stuff? What the? Okay, what?
You also have a Miku version.
Oh, it's got sensors on it. Translucent screen. Okay. So is it like a screen that's wrapped around and it tracks your position to change what it looks like depending on your point of view?
Mono, dunno.
Oh, it's only got one camera, 2 microphones, and 2 motion sensors. I mean, it could be using the camera to do like facial tracking stuff. It seems not the best idea.
I just know it as a loli in a jar.
Huh? Are you using Unity? Very short video. I want a video of what it actually looks like. I mean, was that real?
Mono, it does use it for facial tracking. It's basically a tool to skip all need for social interaction.
I mean, why do you need social interaction? Yeah, see, that's straight up fake. Terrible AA sampling. Non-existent. Yeah, that's all CG. I want to know what it actually looks like.
Mono, there are plenty of non-promotional vids on YT.
I mean, this is another promotional one, so who knows? Then how much glare there is around this thing all of a sudden.
So I'm sticking this in at the beginning of the video.
Okay.
Originally, I planned on having one long video covering everything, but I think what I might end up doing is splitting this into two. So there's kind of 4 chapters, if you will, of what I'm trying to explain, and I'll do the first.
So it looks
half
like it's
of
just
the
a
first
flat
video,
screen.
and then probably
It's a little groove thing you run through it.
A week later, I think, or a couple days
Okay.
later, depending on how.
That's
quick
pretty
I can get
disappointing.
to everything coming out.
I thought it was going to do a hologram thing. It's just like literally a flat
but,
screen, flat transparent screen.
It's
Bet this
pretty
thing's
easy to
expensive.
get through, especially if you use a translator. It's basically used to send commands to the. See, on the front of the unit, we have when the Wi-Fi was on, but I couldn't get a signal to the unit for some reason. They actually give you plugs on the back.
Yeah, see, it's just a flat
So
screen.
if you look at the back of the unit, you can see you have a hard line connection, your on-off switch, your audio out. That's a 3.5 stereo output, and then you have your power in. Let's see, on the front of the unit we have 2 kind of
I always find
motion
giving things
sensors
like this
right
pretty
here
lame.
and right here that it uses to sense whenever you get close to the unit, and then you have a camera right here in the center.
Yeah. I could never get into something like that. Like, I remember the early, like, those Neopets? No. It was some, like, dog thing, like a robot dog. And I remember seeing, like, an ad or two about it going on about how amazing it was. And, like, it could learn tricks and all this sort of stuff, or at least that's how the ad was trying to sell it. But it was garbage. Like, I got one. I don't think it was the fanciest version of it though. Like, my dad just had one day, gave it to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And it had like this bone thingy, which had like an IR receiver thing in it or something like that. So when you put it on it, like you tapped it in certain places with the bone, it would react to it in different ways. But it was just literally like pressing a button to make it do an action, except the button was a bone with a magnet in it. I'm guessing it was just a little magnet so it could sense the field in that location or something. Something like that. Like, it says IR, but I don't understand how the bone would be an IR. It didn't have any like LED output sort of things or anything like that on it. Like, it must have been something else. A little magnet would have done it. It didn't do a backflip. It would sit down, I think, and stand up, and then it would walk forward, which was just sort of shuffling, and then it sort of made it move forwards-ish, except it did work on carpet. It just moved backwards and forwards, but didn't go anywhere. I don't know. And then I think it had like LED lights where its eyes would be on its face, so they would show different emotions or something. But there was no like life to it. Like, I didn't find this thing amazing at all. It was just literally just buttons on a box that was the shape of a
Mono,
dog
I'm
thing.
planning on getting a VR headset that connects to PC. Any recommendations?
I think I hear the Index is the best one. Was the Index? I haven't really looked into it. Up is Not Jump is the YouTube guy the other YouTube guy I know. Who does anything to do with VR. He's got like a heck of a lot of VR headsets. He makes all these really great content. Amazing. He's got some things. Not a nightmare things. Great. Really, really funny. Yeah, I think it's Hitman 3 one. He talked about it in the newest one.
You see, this set isn't going to work at all. I'm so happy! We're going for a serious vibe, you know? Espionage and murder. What do you think, Icarus? See, he gets it. Alright, I guess there's nothing for it. It's time to...
It's not these best videos, he's definitely run out of ideas.
Agency, this is 47.
Put a lot more budget into things.
This is Kajit, I mean Diana. It's good to hear your voice. We all thought you were dead.
Diana, I'm not looking for work. I need information,
Yeah.
some equipment.
This can be arranged.
He talks about at some point in his video.
The Jaime Lannister, the Tommen Baratheon, the Tomb Raider, the Damn You Son, the Men Who Stare at Goats, and the Exploding Golf Ball. No, that's not a movie, is it?
Mono,
The Happy Gilmore.
I'm interested
Yeah,
in the
that
world of
happened, didn't
VR hentai because of Hart Vigan's
Sixth
last
mission,
video.
But not only is it incredibly short, it's set on a
Never heard of
moving
it.
train that in of itself is a...
Yeah, that skit. Oh, I got recommended some video that he made earlier on.
In VR. It's the whole reason
And
I
he did
decided to
literally
do
the
this
same
review.
thing.
So,
Like, this exact same thing.
I should probably get on with it.
I wonder how many other skits he's repeated. It's all
I
fine
played
though.
through
It's
all
been...
of this game in VR, and the most notable change is that the visuals have been slightly downgraded for the PSV.
Yeah, so he's talking about the VR part in this bit. So that's what it looks like in VR. That's what it looks like not. Like, yeah. So he's going on about like the VR just isn't really that good because it simply
Mono,
can't do a whole
Hart
lot of
is a
stuff.
hentai reviewer and he's just straight up funny.
Okay.
VR, in the same way Minecraft is a slight downgrade from our own factual reality. Clearly a lot of hard work has gone into making Hitman 3 run in VR, but even with all these downgrades, it still sounds like my PS4 is going to spontaneously...
Yeah, here we are.
Pricey given how many levels you got with the game. The VR version of the game though is free with it, so I would recommend giving it a go, but I definitely wouldn't recommend buying a PSVR just to play it. You see, I'm not really into VR, so I'm probably going to steer clear of buying any more VR headsets until they get a little bit more advanced. You know, I wouldn't want to go wasting all my money on a medium that isn't properly ready to produce the games that I actually wanted to play. Thank you for watching, everyone. This video was sponsored by Skillshare. I should probably get rid of all these weapons. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for creative people like you and me.
Or maybe it was a live
It
stream.
is honestly the perfect place to explore learning. Of course, loads of brilliant moments too. Or after slowly following your target around an entire complex, waiting for that one moment you're finally alone, getting to sneak up behind them and strangling them with your own hands in VR. This time you're mine. I'll kill you! All in all then, I did really like Hitman 3. I just thought it was a bit too pricey given...
I don't know. I thought it was at that point of the video he said something about it, but it might have been something else because he'd been doing a whole lot of live streams and things. But I'm pretty sure he said the Index was the best VR that he's used so far. I don't know. All great videos. But yeah, his earlier stuff I think is a heck of a lot more funny. Especially the real early stuff before this was his job. I don't know. Oh, so many years ago. I don't know. I hate time. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It's like, slow down there, buddy. This last 5 years. You mean like what? Last half a year? What do you mean it's 5 years? What was I doing? I forgot what I was doing now. Anyway. Yeah, that's all like that, so it should all fit in this and that thing. That's we're trying to connect this gear up, that's right. It's the last gear that's not connected. So I feel like I should probably just do the same thing I've already done. Just put that down there, and then something to bridge the gap between these two. Maybe? I mean, it should fit, shouldn't it? I mean, anything will fit at some sort of an angle. I was hoping it would fit here, but apparently not. I guess I could squish it all inwards a bit more. I'd like it to be lined up all linearly. Why is this not on the grid? Oh, because it's all parented to this thing, which is on the grid. And then we move that stuff to the grid. Okay. Okay. Wait, why were there two of these? Ah, yeah. That. Wait, hang on, that's not. Wait, this one. Okay. Nope. Hang on, was I mean, I guess if all this is moving, and that one. What am I connecting this to again? That one. No, that one. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Probably? Nope. I really need these circles to be exactly lined up. I need well more detail in them. I mean, I could just move this inwards a little bit. Or...
Mono, I'll probably get the Oculus Quest 2 since the index is a tad too expensive for now.
I mean, can you just use the Gear VR then? Oh, well, I guess Gear VR is not. I mean, because the Oculus Quest is basically the Gear VR thing. But that's the one you put your phone into. It's what I got. The last one of the ones he showed. I'm not quite sure what this supports, though. I mean, it was for the Edge phones. One that everyone seems to have in it. Oh, okay, never mind. Huh. Oh man, they're just like, oh wow. That sucks.
Mono, I don't have a good phone, though.
I mean, I'm using the Edge 7, which is a pretty old phone now. I didn't actually think that was that good of a phone, but oh my god, is it amazing. It's got a 4K damn screen. No, it's got a 2K screen. A 2K screen in it. 2K screen? 4K screen. 2K screen? I don't know, something that was just unbelievably insane at the time, and I'm like, why do I even have this? I got it for a job that just never went anywhere, and then that was that. So I was given it. But yeah, it's crazy. The only problem with it is it only supports
Mono,
its own
my
stuff.
phone misses 1/10 of the screen.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. But, what the world is that? Yeah, it was, I don't know what I was going to say anymore. Oh yeah, it doesn't support actual VR title things, it's just whatever's on its own store thing. Even though I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be able to do a heck of a lot more stuff. The best alternative was streaming your PC directly to it in a VR sort of format. It works, but the way to do it times out every 5 minutes unless you pay for it, which is really, really, really annoying. It also just like randomly disconnects, it glitches around, it just freezes all the time. It's not the best thing. It works, but yeah.
Mono, do you know that Candy Feed VR game with custom headset?
Maybe? No, probably not. There's something safe to Google. I think I saw something along this years ago. Scrolling through the deep webs of the Facebook. Whether you scroll down a little bit too far. Yeah. I know, as I said, the things that I would like, I want to get VR so I could replace my desktop. That is the ultimate use for VR for me. If I could wear screens on my head, which are really high quality, and everywhere I look is a screen, you know? So, it would be like an augmented reality type deal. I'd have virtual desktops. And then basically I'll just be sitting on a swivel chair with a wireless keyboard and mouse. And, you know, in front of me would be something, behind me would, like, in front of me would be work, behind me would be like some video, distraction, stuff like that. Look to the left, there's
Mono,
YouTube, to the right, the
basically
chat.
on your head that feeds you a candy like the video that's played.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's my use of a VR thing. That's what I want, which still doesn't seem to be a thing. You can get virtual desktop things, but it's like, it's just stretchers around you, it's not separate screens. And that's just not what I want. Yeah, that's my ideal form of VR. And I've been waiting for many years. I literally just create it myself in the amount of time it takes. I don't know. So how should I fix this problem? I mean, it's close enough that I don't think it would matter. I could align it exactly, but it's really annoying. Let's say it's fine. It's fine. Okay, moving on. What am I doing? So I got the supports for one side. I just gotta shuffle that over to the other. I could just select it and move it, but let's just recreate it. I think it's one for the end, yeah.
Mono, I want Beat Saber, hentai in some medieval game.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah, Beat Saber seems interesting. Especially with all of the virusy junk that was going on. Everybody was using that to do exercise that I knew that had VR. I have a 2 or... Yeah. 3? Hang on, something's wrong here. I stop at 1 early? No? Okay, it's just going 3 out to the side apparently. That one's only 2. Okay. I don't know.
Mono, anime is great.
I've never really seen anything that would make VR really worth it. It's just fun, gimmicky stuff. That's all. I can't justify getting it unless I got lots of money all of a sudden, like I did with the 3D printer. And then even then, the longer you wait, the better it gets until it's going to start not getting better, because, you know, that's going to be a thing. Like everything else in technology. The early stuff's amazing, and then all of a sudden it gets corporatized. Like, oh, what? You want stuff? Why, you gotta pay extra. I didn't make this middle bridge for the other one, did I? Oh, I did. Okay. Okay.
Mono, it's worth it for me because it will make my waifu feel more real.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like it would be well too much of a hassle to be used on a consistent basis. You'd use it for a little bit, like maybe a couple of weeks or something, and then you'll forget about it. And then maybe you come back to it in a couple of months' time, mess around with 1 or 2 things, you know. You hear about the odd occasional thing that would be interesting in it, and then come back to it again for a little bit, and then off again. Oh yeah, I need 4 of these things. I don't know what way this is going to be rotating. I don't know how many gears I need. Whatever. I'm gonna animate this whole thing manually within this to make sure everything all lines up and works before I actually print it, unlike last time. Okay, so that should be the spots for that. That's this. Oh, that doesn't have a thingy on it now, does it? There's no round thing. Oh. Oh. I need a round thing. Give me a round thing.
Mono, this is why VR linked here.
I mean, is that something I should be able safe to? Is that safe to click on? I need one here, and I need one there.
It's save.
Do I believe you though? Can I click? Hang on. I think I'd seen it. Why?
Hello,
Okay.
my name is Astolfo. Just kidding. It's actually me, Loliconics. I wish I was Astolfo.
What?
God damn it, I was born the wrong gender. So a few days ago, I ordered a VR headset, the Oculus Rift S
Interesting
to be
name for a
precise.
channel.
Why did I do it? Why does anyone get VR? The answer is, of course, to watch VR porn. Now, there are other things you can do with the VR headset, such as playing games like Osu or catfishing sweaty weebs, or head patting a wolf girl. To play Spice and Wolf VR, I had to spend about $690.
わっちの顔に何かついておるかや
Is this actually like
And it was worth it.
official?
こんなところ
Or is this
見られ
like
たくないの
like is this official Spice and Wolf sort of a thing that's made by the company that made the anime or things?
Mono, yes.
Okay.
ほれ
Because it would have to
いい加減
be.
にやめぬか
Official.
Yeah.
わっちゃ堅牢じゃというのに
Wow. I wonder how long before like there's a dragon made one.
In our entire episodes.
たわけ わっちゃ堅牢じゃというのに
I'm so fucked up. Hello? Can we hold hands? Please? Hello? What? Does this mean I can muffle your tail? No. Guess not.
Okay.
Holy shit. No way.
どうじゃふわ
It's like I'm actually touching her fluffy tail.
I think it was. I'm trying to remember the episodes of this. I think there was like a whole episode around him wanting to touch the tail. I mean, there always is.
Okay, my
can't
hand is actually
remember.
getting pretty tight.
I think I'm getting mixed up with
Okay,
something
what
else.
else can you do in this game? We can get this bread.
ほほう良いものがあるではないか
Is there an English translation?
主も食べたいかやおーっと残念じゃな
million ways to die. Choose one.
Mono, I think so.
Girl has ever been this close to me before. Assault a
Wow.
defenseless wolf girl.
Is that all it is? You're just in this little shack thing? You said it was an episode. I assume there's more to it.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. You never really hear too much about VR stuff.
There is way more now.
So what? The heck is this? Apparently I've seen part of it? I have no memory of. Shit. What? The girl in the background there lifted up her skirt. Okay. No memory of that. Probably for the best. Probably just like randomly going through and I just quit it. Anyway, what the heck am I doing? I know there's a heck of a lot of like, whatever you call it, like VR, like good VR content-y sort of things, but it's just like, how do you find out about it? I don't know.
Mono, it was very small, but that video was made by Telepure, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's gone now. We may never know. That requires some sort of support. There's no underneath to any of this. It all should be in line, so I can just cut it out of that thing.
Mono, you find out about it off VR chat.
Probably. Alright. Let's go away from there, that should be that. Screwed. What the? Huh. Okay. That one would have a hole in it. Eh. Okay. How was I doing the hole? I think I was bullying it before, wasn't I? I don't remember filling it. And you go over to that one.
Mono, 350 euros is a cheap price to pay for realistic waifu petting.
Okay. You do you. Each that all. I mean, what? Yeah. So, which aesthetic do you think you gotta go for?
Mono, not including the game price.
Oh, ripple. You gotta be like the neckbeard sort of a guy. Is that how you gotta look? You gotta be like the fedora sort of a thing. I don't actually know what any alternatives are. Is this? Oh, I see. I don't know. It's gonna be in your room with the VR headset all day, you know. Probably haven't had a shower in the last year. I think that's usually how it goes with like bottles of pee. Living with your waifu. What happened there? The ideal life. I don't know. That was one of the other videos. Oh, I just saw it there. Like this one. No. Was it? No.
Mono, I'm a Osborne one portable computer.
Osborne 1 portable. Is that something I even want to Google? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at those floppy base. I was watching something or other, they pulled out one of these. Oh yeah, it was. I was watching some random video. I think it was just on Facebook, and it was showing when they dispose of nuclear waste from nuclear reactors, they have like these special vault containers for like the highly radioactive stuff when transporting it on a train, which is just like this giant like vault that's machined out of a single piece of metal, like for the base of it and for the lid. And it's got all this like structures. So anyway, they were testing it by crashing it into stuff, see what sort of forces it could take that it wouldn't spill like any of the like radioactive material within it, by literally just doing like head-on collisions with trains like directly into it. And you know, measuring all the junk, the pressure within it, because the whole thing's pressurized. That like worked out like, you know, this thing just survived a head-on collision by a train with multiple carriages and junk like that, and the pressure only dropped by a certain amount, which would have been completely safe for everybody, even within the spray, with that little amount of radiation you'd be gaining. Apparently, I don't know. But yeah, the guy pulls out one of these computers when he's like, you know, to connect it up to all of the sensors and things and see what everything shows. Oh, so funny. Yeah. How the world has changed. Weird hum and sound. It's just the sound of things outside. Drink. It's taking me way too long to make this thing. Oh, that sounds annoying. Oh, there we go. It's making more sounds. It's all good now. It sounds like the sound of a fan that's dying in the computer.
Mono, I really want to build our early 2000s computer setup in a corner of a room when I have the space for it.
Why? You literally just emulate it on your phone? Imagine you just have like all of the stuff there, but the internals is just literally a phone. And you just have like a little USB cable coming out, connecting to the screen, connecting to the keyboard, or like the ports on the front of the computer or whatever, the back of the computer. But like it's just hollow on the inside, just, you know, just some old second-hand cheap mobile phone found on the side of the street, you know. Has more processing power than what was like a $3,000 or like $6,000 computer back then or more. You know, it's just literally e-waste you can find on the street now.
Mono, it's for the most powerful drug of all.
Addiction. I mean, cocaine. What?
Nostalgia.
Oh no. Yeah, that gets old real quick. I had nostalgia once for school, that was weird. Because I got what few people would actually have the ability to do. Because like, I stopped going to school for the longest because of my sleep problem. For like a couple of months or something like that. And when I did go, it was like hardly at all. I don't know, it was just long enough at the time that I was starting to get nostalgia for school. I guess that's why I didn't really give a damn when it finally ended. Anyway, but like I started getting nostalgic for it, like being in the class, doing all the stuff, like it seemed like such a fun time. It's like, I knew it was wrong, because you know, I have no memories of that ever being a fun time. But I wanted to do it, and then like I went back to school and I tried to do it, and it's like, yeah, this isn't fun at all. This is not fun. And then I never had the need to want to go back to school again. That was that. And then school finished. Job done. Never looked back. That's too far. It needs another support above. I feel like I should have like a supporting thingy coming down from there. I mean, I'm gonna have one for that middle piece. That's what I should be doing now. Yeah, because that thing can't be connected to this or to that. It's got to be connected to the top or the bottom. Bottom's already going up, but the bottom's harder to get there. But if I need to go
Mono,
out there,
I can't
could
imagine that the
try.
people only like 5 years younger than me don't know the annoyance of your TV being pretty much a square.
I mean, that was never an annoyance. The annoyance to me was the sound it made. That buzzing sound, you know? If you could even remember that, because it was just a default, you always heard it, and you never thought anything about it. But oh, I hated that sound. I don't know. Then again, I don't remember when I was little. It's just like as I got older, I noticed the sound. Or maybe it was because that's when TVs didn't have that sound anymore. So, in comparison, you notice it and how annoying it is. But that constant just hum they make. High-pitched hum that adults can't hear. Oh, I hated that thing. Like, whenever my mum was watching TV, you could hear it anywhere on the house. Like,
Mono,
even if
I
it's
loved
muted.
the buzzing sound. It became massive when you put your hand on it.
I've never really touched it. I did have a friend. When I was little, I used to stay at a friend's place, and we used to play Sims on his PlayStation 2, I think it was. And, yeah, it was really fun, because you had that cheat code you could do to make it multiplayer. So it would be played multiplayer, and then there was that sort of hack thing where once all your energy and food levels and all that sort of junk got low, you would just save, quit, and like load back in again, and it would refresh everything back up to max. So we would just be maxing out stats and stuff. I don't think anybody had as much fun with it as I did. Anyway, one time I was staying in his place, we stayed up like really late, whatever it was. It was probably like 11 or 10 or who knows when it was. Time has lost all meaning now. But yeah, when he turned off the TV after we'd been playing, like literally since we woke up to like when we went to sleep, and it was like really staticky when you touch it after turning off the TV. It would like crackle and things, like the static discharging on your hand. But I could swear this one time we did it, our hands glowed. Like, I've got the feeling I sort of know what it was now, but it really looked like our hand itself was glowing after being zapped by it. But I think what might have been happening was the fluorescent stuff in the screen itself maybe was just like emitting in just the wrong frequency that you can't quite see. But when it reflected off your hand, you were able to see it, you know? It, like, the reflected light was visible, or more so. Maybe something like that. Because I remember, I think the screen, wait, did it? I've got the feeling the screen might have glowed itself, and then when you wave your hand over it, the crackling sound would be like, after it crackles, it wouldn't glow anymore. Like you'd be discharging it? I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of a mix of that. All I remember was some sort of a memory of our hands glowing green when held close to the screen after making it crackle. I don't think it did it when we pulled our hand away from the screen. Yeah. Anyway, what am I doing? Connecting this piece up. Yeah, so I got this block part here. In and up. I don't know. I think I need this to be connected all the way up. Because the position of this pin is very important. It can't be pushed back with... Yeah, because it's going to have the force of the spring pushing on this too, so it can't be moving left or right. Up and down is not such a big deal. It's more the left and right movement. Oh, that's right. I can't have a support come directly up because it'll get in the way of this bar moving backwards and forwards. I feel like I should animate this thing. And then mess around with modeling it. I don't know. Yeah, so it's going to go around the bar. I could have it just bridge across from the side of this thing. Or I could have it extending down from here, I suppose. That works. Because that won't get in the way of the bar. But then it's just a matter of getting in the way of these things. I don't have enough gap to just put it down and across. So I'd have to be going between the teeth of this, which isn't quite good enough. Oh, okay. So if I go for the top, I gotta avoid all years. If I go for the bottom, I gotta just avoid that bar. So it's gonna go from the bottom. Yeah, so I could just have it come straight across, which is fine, I guess. I need to lock this so it doesn't move up either. Okay. That would have to be locked with the top part. Which could be locked by just up and over sort of a thing. But how's this getting printed? Okay, if this gets printed down...
Mono, does this chat work?
Yep. But you count as a viewer if you're on Twitch, which is nice, because I need 3 of those. Consistently. For like a week. Whatever it is. Is it a week? I'm pretty sure it's just a week consistent 3 viewers. Sad, I don't know how I didn't have that back when I was popular before they duped the coding streams. I must have been pretty close to it. I think like I was at 2.8 at one point.
Mono, Twitch chat doesn't work with text-to-speech anymore.
What?
Speech.
Oh. Alright. And it's happened on both of my things. So chances are Twitch has just updated their API. That sort of sucks. Can you see a history of the chat when you first join? I think you can, can't you? Nope, okay. That sucks. Not over Twitch anymore.
Mono, you can't.
Okay. I could try to refresh it, see if that fixes it. Both of them broke at the same time. Maybe the API just disconnected through an error and now it's not trying anymore. Yeah, but that means it could be a while before the chat's working again. Let's do it. Let's do it that way. Just joined immediately, okay. Will work now.
5th
Alright.
function. Test.
I assume Twitch just must have refreshed their API junk. Yeah, so I got this this thing now. So I can show my camera as a thing. That's just the last footage it showed. I feel like I could show that off.
Mono, okay.
Chat. I can refresh the chat by changing its visibility, but I can't refresh this phone thing. It's really annoying. My desk. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. Let me know if you want me to show off that. Not quite sure where I should have the thing for it. I mean, I could just have it straight up on the side like this. I could make it bigger, but it only streams at 480p. Unless I get the pro version. And then it goes up to 1K. Which it seems to be streaming at 1K, and it's like client-side sort of thing that stops it working. Like it's forcing itself down. Because I can stream on Twitch. I mean, not the Discord. The Discord one seems to be run at 1K.
I thought that jar was a Donkey Kong drum.
Yeah, it's a jar of Nutella. The Nutella thing on the side here. It's just a weird angle, saying Nutella around the top. Gotta have a jar of Nutella on your desk, even if it is, when did this thing go out of date? I think it goes out of date on the 24th of the 9th. Well, it's not supposedly out of date. But it has been sitting here for over a year. Opened. And at one point, eating it with my finger. So it's probably not that nice on the inside.
Mono, we have those large Nutella buckets meant for businesses.
Nutella. Yeah. Sometimes. I can't really have it go up and over like
Do you
that.
dare to open it?
I mean, it's probably fine, I just wouldn't eat it. Probably like pockets of mold in it or something. They probably got like anti-molding junk in it. Not really that safe to eat. In general. What am I doing? Yeah, so if I just had something holding this thing down, that would stop this thing from rocking up and down by, you know, whatever tolerance amounts that matters. It should bump up and down because that whole thing's got to flex over it, so it should have some force pushing up. I probably should have just rods holding it in place. I could have just rods going across the top.
Mono, I once accidentally ate moldy bread and didn't notice.
Yeah, I knew a guy, he made a sandwich out of a whole heap of ingredients and somehow never realized that all of the ingredients he made the sandwich out of were moldy and bad, and then he ate the sandwich and gave himself food poisoning. And it's just like, what? How do you make an entire sandwich out of food that is off and not notice it? Like, at no point did you notice it felt wrong. It was, you know, like, felt wrong to cut, felt wrong to pick up and place, tasted bad, anything like that. It's like, oh no, I noticed, I just didn't care. Okay then. Can't argue with that logic.
Mono, only the bread was moldy for me.
Yeah, I've eaten moldy bread and stuff like that before, accidentally. Because I hate bread because it goes off too fast. But tortillas are better, like the tortilla type stuff. It's bigger, it lasts longer, you just keep it in the freezer or whatever the heck. Or even just the fridge. I mean, you can keep bread in the fridge, but the freezer. I tried to get a toaster to see what that was like, but I just can't get into toast. I don't like toast. I just use it to warm it up and that's it. But then it's not quite right unless you want it to be like toast, but then it's crunchy and flaky and goes everywhere. It's just, I want bread, but, you know, to last longer than 2 days, you know? I don't know, whenever I do get it, I get it, like, you know, the loaf of bread, because you can't just get like a half one or some trash like that.
Mono, I always eat toast when I eat bread.
I hate toast. I hate toast, I hate soup, I hate lettuce. Just extras. But yeah, I keep it within the bag. I just like have it sitting on me, and I'm just taking a piece off the top one at a time, like just taking it off the top, fold it
My
on,
toast
put
is
it back,
always black.
eat it. Delicious. A bit of carbon with your carbon. Yeah, but the problem is taking it in and out of the fridge, it gets condensation on the inside of the bag, and it'll go sort of soggy. Like, it's damp, but it's, you know, because you've been keeping it in the fridge, it's not that bad. But then when it goes moldy, it's just, bam. You know, you put it in the fridge, 6 hours later, you take it out, it's moldy now. Just all of a sudden. Yeah, so a few times I've eaten pieces, because, you know, it may not be the top slice that's moldy, it might be a few layers down, and then it's moldy. So you eat one or two, and then, like, the second one, you, like, the last bite, you're like, hang on a second, what's that? You're joining on Twitch. Yeah, well, let me just get rid of that thing. Anywho, what am I doing? Oh yeah, that pin thing. So I could branch that across. There's not really any problem with that. I just don't want it to be flexed downwards. Or I could have that come down and across, but then I can't have it come up. No, because it's going to be printed in this way, so that's black. Yeah, no, so it's the bottom.
Mono, bread is pretty much the thing everyone here is conditioned to eat for breakfast and lunch.
Oh, I was reading some post about that. It was like a person who had, I don't know, it was like ADD or depression or some sort of a mental thing. And they were going on about how they can't, how much of a drain it is to eat breakfast every morning because it takes so much effort to make whatever the heck their breakfasts are. And then, like, the psychologist is like, you know, you don't have to eat breakfast food for breakfast. It's like, yeah, you can just have, you know, a pie or something, steak, whatever the heck you want at any time of the day. Like, breakfast is weird like that. Why do you eat breakfast?
Mono,
And it's
but we
like
also have a
milk-based.
ton more things to eat on bread, and our bread is better.
Yeah, but would you rather bread or like a burger? You know, something like that. I don't know.
I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, same. I just eat when I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat food. If I happen to be hungry when I wake up, then I happen to be hungry when I wake up. But generally, I'm not hungry for breakfast. Hungry for apples. I don't know. I guess I'll have just this thing branching across with supports. I can have that be about where it should be. So I think I'm just going to do this. Wait.
Mono, I eat noodles at like 4 p.m. and eat dinner between 5 and 7 p.m.
Yeah. I don't even care what time is. I don't. Time is. It's like 7 in the morning right now. I had a Subway sandwich from yesterday at some point between now and 12 hours ago. Half a Subway. That's my thing. This is not out of the ordinary. That's my version of breakfast. Yeah, so I can't have anything between here. So I just try to think, should I have the supports go up and across like that? No, it doesn't work. Hang on. That's what my question was. How do I get this thing into here? Let me just grab those parts. So all of these things have to fit together. This part, you know, has to go into these runs. Okay, I suppose that works. It just drops down. Okay, never mind. I thought I had to, like, slide it in long ways, but obviously that wasn't the way. Yes, just drop down. Okay. So this part can get there. Like, I could have an up cross sort of thing, like a bridge like that, or just a straight across. Let's just go with the straight across. I don't know why I keep questioning this. I just feel like there's a better way, I just don't know what it is. No, that's the problem. I don't want this thing to go up and down, do I? You know, I feel like it doesn't matter. If this thing can flex up and down, that just means there's less force for it to pop over the top, less flex in the other piece. This would be less friction. I do actually want that. As long as... No. Because the problem is, if this happens to flex too far down and it doesn't catch this...
Mono, when I eat breakfast, it's always the exact same thing. Salty butter with peanut butter with little peanut parts in it and anise slag.
Oh, I have no clue what that last one was, but okay. You have fat on your fat with fat. I don't know. The only times I ever eat stuff like that, it's always the same, just unhealthy things, you know. Like, I try to eat healthy, but then it's like, okay, what do I want on a sandwich? You got peanut butter, Vegemite, Nutella, strawberry jam. Strawberry jam's basically sugar, Nutella's just sugar, you know. Probably strawberry jam's more sugar than Nutella, who knows. Even the peanut butter's basically just sugar, you know, and salt. I don't know. Basically, at the end of the day, all foods can be classified as sugar or salt. Or bread. Which is salt. But anyway. I hate thinking about stuff like that. Like, I try to eat healthy, but what is healthy? What does that
lag
mean?
equals sprinkles made specifically for bread. It's a really Dutch thing.
Oh, you mean like hundreds and thousands of sort of things? Yeah. Yeah, we have this. Super healthy. Felt something different here. But that's an Australian thing. Fairy bread. It's a like, Australian staple food. It's, yeah. Literally just type in F. Fairy bread. Oh my god, I've never searched for this thing before. But yeah, this is the Australian variation of that. I mean, we have those stick ones as well. Yeah, this is like a staple party food of Australia. Whole big Australian thing. So...
Mono.
Did I? I don't think this has anything to do with what I've searched before.
We've had this exact conversation once before.
Okay. Probably just a popular search term anyway in images. Oh, never mind, I don't remember that one. But yeah, kids love this. Of course they do, it's sugar. Yeah, it's just a grain of sugar that's rolled in whatever the heck this stuff is. Yeah. The chat thing stopped talking. For just that one message? Oh, it shouldn't even be talking in the first place. I haven't opened the console. Yeah, now it's giving me a ton of warnings saying like it can't talk because I haven't interacted with it. That's weird. Don't know what that's about. Oh, this is a different chat. I've just opened up the chat twice. Oops. I don't really know what to do about that. I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know. Apparently we've already talked about this. I don't remember. But I'm sure I'd be just bringing up all the same points. What are we doing? Okay, so let's just bridge this thing across, and, you know, we'll deal with things as we deal with things. I want to redesign the whole thing to be more flatter anyway. How thin should I have it? Distortion becomes a problem at this level. But I mean, it's so thin it doesn't really matter. I'll just go with the millimeter. Wait, is that a millimeter or half a millimeter?
Mono, I goddamn hate my own language. Mono, I got.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. It's because I got two of these things opened up, it doesn't like it. Use the same chat system for both. I think PI. Wait, split this thing in half? No, definitely not.
Mono, it sounds so damn stupid and dry. It's like it was made for politics and trade.
It probably was. I don't know which one I want. I want that one. Just hide that thing away. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Mono, other countries hate Dutch politics and politicians and we're seen as giant cheapskates.
Okay. Are you though? The real question. Is it a lie? Mm-hmm. Grab a grab. Move it in. Loopy cut. Loopy cut. Delete the faces. I really don't have to care about topologies or
Mono,
things like that.
I ain't since I'm a weeb, but some definitely are, but not in the same way as some Americana.
Yeah. Nothing beats America number one. In literally every single one of the worst ways possible. Except for that. Wait. What is something that America isn't the worst at? Like, anything I can think of, it actually is, or there's a big conspiracy that says it is. You know? Name one thing America isn't the worst at. I don't think I can. Question is just, do I want this thing to be bigger?
Mono, they ain't the worst at drinking Mountain Dew.
Okay. I mean, what does that even mean? You mean they drink the most? Or they don't drink it badly? Mountain Dew's weird. I got some once. Because it was an option for some reason on a delivery thing. And it's like in a fluorescent bottle. It's made out of that really awesome material.
Mono, they consume it easily in large quantities.
Yeah. I love the bottle it comes in, because it glows. I'm not sure if you have it there.
We don't have it.
Yeah. Like, the glow of this is actually what it looks like in real life. I mean, it's sort of hard to see. That sort of shows it. How this is like glowing
Mono,
this green.
I just live on cola, Sprite, and of course coffee.
There. Like, you could see like the weird highlights that like sort of glowing. I've seen this sort of material once before on like a sign in a building. They just sort of had it there like it was nothing. Had to go in and ask them about it. Anyway, yeah, it's something to do with. I'm not sure if it's the thickness of the plastic or the material of it. I think it's more to do with the thickness of it. Like, I think the thickness of the plastic is that of the wavelength of green light, basically. So it works sort of like a prism that just focuses that frequency of light, from my understanding. So it literally looks like it glows this green color. Like, if you were to cut out if you were to have a square sheet of it, and you literally, like, put the edge of that sheet next to a white piece of paper, so it was, like, you know, angled towards it, like a fiber optic cable sort of a thing, it would actually be, like, emitting green light, but only if there's light acting on it, you know? It doesn't literally create its own light source. If you shine a torch on it, it'll go green. Yeah, it just separates out the light, it's crazy. Like, I never knew that. It was like, what? What is this? I love it. So I could see that being a reason to buy it. Like, I want to get it just so I can get more of that plastic bottle. But other than that, it's just lemonades, you know?
Mono, what did I find? Linked here.
I don't know. Forbidden love. Anywho, I think that's that. So I could add just to keep the supports there so it's all at the right height. As long as that's at the right height, everything else should just print accordingly. It shouldn't droop or anything unless bad cures and stuff. But it's so damn tiny, maybe it won't matter. I'm not sure. I've got the feeling I might have to reprint this part, which sucks because this is the longest printing part. I could lower these supports to make the other half on the other side though. I don't know, what else we got here? Nope, it's oh yeah.
Mono, oh no, Sony is closing the PS Store on PS3 and PS Vita.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. That's been going for a while. Wait, Vita? Is that the same as just the PS? Why did the PSP have some? I think I heard about the PS3 one. Where people were going on about why digital downloads is a bad thing. Because now, you know, all of those people just lose access to the games that they bought. Although I assume it would still be on your PlayStation account on the newest ones. So if you got the newer one, you can have your games there. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I like physical copies and junk like that as well. I mean, less so physical ones now, but at least, you know, let it so you could download that thing and have it on the hard drive. But then if you do that, then that just opens up piracy problems.
Mono, luckily I have everything on discs.
Yeah. I mean, you say luckily, but that would have costed so much more. Well, actually, probably would have cost the same, really. Why would they lower the price? Yeah, you're looking at like $100 to buy a game here on a disc. Probably more, 110 or so for a single game. Or you could get it on Steam, you know, for like 20 on a special. Or you could just emulate it for free. That I tried to do. Anywho, where am I at now? I'd like that to have a bit of a support on top of this pole. The pole requires some sort of a thing to stop it from... because they're not connected, but both of them have to be there. So I guess this gear's going to have a bigger hole in it, so that one sits where it's supposed to sit. Noise. And then I just got to make the rod that goes through here. That doesn't have any of its booleans or anything on it because I've been messing with things. I could have instanced it, but I didn't. So yeah, that and that will be connected together. These will all be floating freely. That will be connected to this. And then that's connected to that. Gonna need some sort of a support to sit on. You need the supports over here.
Mono, I've been playing Japanese RPGs on the Dolphin emulator, Wii GameCube emulator.
Yeah, I was playing through all of the Kingdom Hearts games, but it's buggy. Some of them didn't quite work right. Like I had to completely skip over... which one was it? The Chain of Memories. I haven't quite finished it. Or did I? Did I? I don't remember. I had it on my PSP.
Mono, I want to buy a new Wii.
I remember playing it on my PSP. I'm fairly certain I finished it. But I don't remember. Confusing.
Preferably a JP Wii.
A JP. Okay. Yeah. Have you seen that hack thing to turn the Wii into a handheld console? I'm pretty sure it was the Wii. It was on Linus Tech Tips.
Yes.
Yeah, how you literally just like, oh, what did they call it? There was some sort of a name for the cut you
I've
make.
seen it.
Yeah, cutting away 90% of the circuit board to just leave like this little area, and then you just that's all you need. You just solder a few things onto the dead points that you've cut off, like complete circuits and things, and there you go. But it does lose its digital clock, so you can't play Animal Crossing and a few other things. Yeah. It's like 80% of the circuit board is just not required. Anyway. Oh, I gotta line everything up, I suppose. So...
Mono, the Wii is region locked.
I'm sure there's hacks you could make to fix that. It's weird how stuff like... Why is region locking a thing? I never get that. I remember the PlayStation was apparently region locked as well. PlayStation 1 or 2? Whichever one it was. People unlocking it and then making it so you could play the homebrew stuff, which also allows you to play burnt discs.
Mono, all old consoles wear.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Wait, so all of this can be moved up now. Or more so all of that can be moved down. I'm not sure which one takes more effort.
Mono, I hacked my Wii for CTGP Revolution and newer Super Mario Bros. Wii.
CTGP Revolution? I don't know what that is. Last Super Mario game I played was Super Mario Bros. 2. Wait, no, I think I had played a little bit at the very least of that one where you had like that water gun. Yeah, I think that was the newest one I'd ever played. Yeah, the way all that connects is just wrong now. Oh, if I move this up...
Mono, it's a giant mod that brings Mario Kart Wii back online with different game modes and tons of custom tracks.
Okay. Go this way. I don't think it meant moving two things. No way I meant moving
It's
one.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I made my own custom tracks for it.
Mm-hmm. I was more of a CTR sort of guy. I had PlayStation instead of Nintendo's. Mm-hmm. Oh, I could just put the pin in, I'm not sure how I'd hold this top part on, damn it.
Mono, I only got my PlayStation quite late. I got them from my uncle with my TV.
Yeah. I had like a really early. PlayStation 1 was my first console. I didn't even know what it was. It must have been pretty new around that time. I'll be right back. Cat wants food. Yeah. I probably played a bit of Doom before then. Don't remember. Anyway.
Mono, I have the PS1, PS2, and PS3, and Wii, and GB, and GBC, and DS, and DSi, and used to have a GBA, but it broke.
Yeah, I had 1, 2, and 3 PlayStations. And Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced SP. Never had the Game Boy Advanced. That thing was just trash. I just skipped it entirely. I didn't even know it existed. Nobody else had the Game Boy Advance SP. Like, one guy did much later on, but everybody just had the Game Boy Advance. It was weird. I guess that was all that was available to everybody else on the island. I vaguely remember getting it at some random airport. Like, they were just selling it at the airport, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got a game... no. It wasn't a GameCube, it was the, No, I did have Nintendo...
Mono, my entire childhood was Wii and DS.
Whatever the Nintendo one was with the ones you blow into the cartridges. I can't remember what it was now. Nintendo 64. Yeah, like, you know, many years later. The,
NES.
Nah, 64. The neighbors next door were, like, cleaning out, and they found the old DS with, like, it was like a grandmother or something. The grandchild's 64 or whatever. Yeah, she just gave it to me. Luckily, my TV back then was still old enough that I could use it. Oh my god. I had a PlayStation 3, and I was still using one of those old CTR screens or whatever they are. Oh, that was crazy. How did I even do that? I don't remember them having a VGA input. Or output. They must have, though. I think the screen was... No, even then. I don't know. Huh. The screen was absolutely tiny as well. Like, I literally could not read text on a screen that small now.
My TV is old enough and new enough to be able to play pretty much every console.
Yeah. Like, it definitely didn't have a HDMI or any junk like that. Yeah, I don't really know how that works. It didn't really matter, because, like, I got my PlayStation 3, and that was in that limbo time when I had it, but I didn't have any games, because I sold all my games, because I thought my mom was going to get me some new games with it, but she didn't. And I had to wait an entire year before I could play it. Ah, that's one of the biggest regrets in my life. Selling my games.
Mono, my TV is very old, but the absolute top of the line from then.
Yeah. I don't know. Then I found some place that was selling cheap proper TVs, so I got one of those. I don't remember how exactly I got that. I'm pretty sure I found it myself. I don't remember. Yeah. Actual proper real TV. It was great. And I was using it all up until a little earlier, until last year when it finally died. And then I got rid of the other one I had this year. I have spent so much damn money this year. I spent more money in the first month of this year than I had like the last 2 combined. 3, 4, 5, even more than. Huh. Ah, damn it, time, go away, I hate it. It's painful. I have no concept of it. Time just happens, and then it keeps happening, and then it keeps happening, and then it keeps happening, and then it keeps happening. And then I'm literally gonna be like,
Mono,
old.
I want a old TV and VHS laser disc player for old anime.
Why is the button's not working? Oh, and this is bugging out. Yeah. VHS for it. Oh damn, that's real old. Yeah, I had a whole collection of VHS tapes. Oh, what? I do not know what that anime is. It's either really boring or really good. Yeah, but they're all moldy. I remember scrounging through them, trying to clean them all
Mono,
up.
since Google isn't saying I'll now just say slash.
Oh yeah. What am I doing? I was Blender quit open. Yeah, I had like all of the Astro Boys. I remember I had a few of the tapes missing. And I finally found a site where I could watch all the old classic Astro
Mono,
Boys.
I'm a huge old anime sucker.
Yeah. The Astro Boy that was in color. I'm fairly certain it was the first one that was in color, because there's one that comes before it. Or there's 2 versions that are before the color one, I think. Like a really old one. And then that one, and then the color one. And oh my god, it was so much worse than I remember. Like, especially those early episodes. You could see like the dirt and stuff, like hairs and things they have on the cellophane layers and stuff that they're using. Like every now and again, one layer will be like bumped off to the side a bit.
Mono, Kiss Anime used to have all the anime, also the old ones.
Yeah, that was the place. Used to? What do you mean used to? That's literally the only place that I know where to find it. I could not find it anywhere else, and I haven't gotten around to downloading it. Still. I'm trying to clean up my files, it's been like 2, 3... time, don't we? It is? Oh, wait, no. F Movies. The F Movies variation. I don't have that browser open. I think it's F Anime or something. Good luck trying to find it. But yeah, I was watching through it, and I got to, like, sometimes they would have, like, literally notes written down. You could see, like, flashing on the screen. Oh, it's terrible. And yeah, I finally got up to one of the ones that I hadn't seen, and, like, it was a whole episode that was, like, fighting against nature and, like, whatever you call it, being, like, an activist sort of thing. Basically, it was this guy that figured out a way to mind control animals, I think it was, to attack people who were trying to deforest one of the last forests left to build a car park or something. And so he was the villain of the story.
My second ever anime was from the 80s.
Yeah. And, yeah, he ends up, like Astro Boy sent after him, trying to save him, because he ended up, like, harming a few people, because he sent, like, lions and things. And that's, like, all you hear about it first. But yeah, when he gets into the battle, it turns out, you know, he didn't mean to. He's just trying to protect the thing and all of his animal friends and all that sort of fun stuff. And, yeah, then, he sends birds and stuff to attack Astro Boy, and he can't defend himself against the birds, so he electrifies himself. So when they try to attack them, they just get electrocuted. But I think something happens and the voltage gets set up too high, or something like that. Anyway, he ends up killing the guy's cat. It's like some old man, and the cat tries to protect him, and, like, dies because it touched Astro Boy and gets electrocuted to death. And oh my god, it was so brutal. And then, like, the old man literally loses the will to live because of, like, that cat was everything to him.
Mono, for ages I watched anime on an old outdated site where the newest anime was from, like, 2002.
Yeah. Wow, that's real old. Wow, how does that... Oh, that was that before the fall of Mega Video? Because most things back then would have been lost. They were all on Mega Video. Which is why I can't ever find this damn Astro Boy series, because it's all on Mega Video, which is gone. Soap Opa days. Anyway. Yeah, it was a pretty damn brutal episode. Like, I had something about his wife was some sort of geneticist or something, probably, and, you know, there was a, like, big love story thing, but then, you know, capitalism and, you know, building buildings and all that stuff gets in the way, she dies. The only thing he's got to remember her is the cat that she got him, or something like that, basically that baby.
10 minutes and I'll find you the entire series.
Yeah. I don't even know which Astro Boy it is. I'm pretty sure it's the 80s something or rather. It's one of the first color ones. Or the first color one. But yeah, I'm pretty happy I didn't have that on tape. Like, I wonder if it was actually removed and I did have it and then my mum got rid of it. I don't know, there was about 3 or 4 of them that were just not existing. And I think one of them broke at some point. Oh my god, I couldn't keep watching it because it was so, like, oh my god. Like, what the heck? It was like ruining my childhood memories. Like, this isn't supposed to be dark, you know? It's supposed to be like this. Okay, it's doing that thing again. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, I pressed the number key. I press a number key, which is usually to change what I'm editing. But if I do that in object mode, it hides out all the damn layers. And just makes everything cease to exist. I can still see it, I hate it. I really should probably just update Blender. But as far as I know, a heck of a lot of shortcut keys are changed, and all the ones I've changed have to be changed back. I gotta figure out what I've done so I can fix it. I don't know. That's all I was trying to do. Yep. And that. I don't know. I never got through it because I don't remember it being like that. I remember it being like happy and fun, except for this one episode
I can't get along with Blender 2.9.
Yeah. It's the most annoying one. Extend that out. There you go. Yeah, it's 2.81. They're changing it too much. They're being, you know, what everything always does, it's trying to force itself to be something it's not. Because that's what people apparently want, you know, in the name of progression. It's breaking all of its rules because they don't need it anymore or something. Why is that not lining up? Well, there. It's got to be the same distance away as this one, but on the other side. No, because that won't fit. No, no, well, not, no. Well, that one gets moved around.
Mono, it's made to be more like the ones often used for professional production.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, so they changed everything, all the shortcut keys are set. It's that Blender is Blender. Like, all along since the very beginning. Blender is Blender. It's not supposed to be like Maya, you know? It is its own program. If you want to change those things, you can go change the settings, but it works best as itself. It's all about the shortcut keys and messing with things. It's got its own logic system behind it. It works the way it works. And if you know how that works, you don't even have to search for things because you'll just know how that works. Because that's the way everything works with that, you know? If you know how to, like, select all with A, then you can do that anywhere, you know? It doesn't matter. Select all is select all. That's how Blender works. But like, oh no, we got to change it to standard now, which means everything's got to change. We need menus to be like menus, but that's new menus, which isn't like how Blender works. So we half migrate things over, half of it's still the old one. Now we've got 2 different menu systems. Both menu systems work a little bit differently. And now nothing is good anymore. Nothing is sacred. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta fix that. Okay, so let's switch this over. That's supposed to be lining up with that, but that's not lining up with that, so... No, I mean, I'm sure that isn't going to be a noticeable problem. If it is, I just need to reprint the whole thing. As long as it's good enough that I can actually run a test to see.
Mono, it'll just go back to this randomest 3D program I used to use for making MKWII custom tracks.
I suppose just anywhere works. Wherever the heck I think the middle is. Probably some illusions going on with the low stripes, but whatever. Okay. Skills and what? Why are you wrong? Everything's in the right place. Shush, shush. Okay, the whole thing's just out of whack. Probably because I moved it off without it being centered. There we go. Okay. What more is there to do? Probably want to put a circle thing on top of that pin if I'm going to put a cover on the top. This one doesn't really need to. And that should be friction fit on there, so it should be all good. It's just got to hold things in place. What's left? Other than this thing here. Pin down there. These don't even have holes in them. And that should be generally correct. Oh, I got it sideways. Wait. Yeah. Damn it! Wait, no I don't. Why don't you have your pins? Huh. What? There we go. Why is that ever so slightly off? What the heck? How did that happen? What? But the pivot point is the center. What's wrong here? Why? Because I snapped to grid? Was that like that on the original?
Mono, SketchUp is what I used to use.
Ah yeah, it's good old SketchUp. Yeah, it looks like one of these sides is slightly out of alignment. No, that's over, that's on... Oh, damn it. Oh, okay. No clue how that happened. This whole thing seems
Mono,
to be...
did you ever use it?
Maybe looked at it one time. Back at school. I know it's supposed to be really quick and easy for things if you know how to use it. Pretty good, really, supposedly. Okay, now that intersects with this thing. The alternative for that, moving that up, or moving this whole thing down, which means that's going to be moved down. Although that seems to be very thick for some reason. Okay. That's because that's going to connect
Mono,
to there.
it's really easy and really good for doing more basic things.
Yeah. I don't have that much of a give. I suppose I can move that down. and then just use a half thing for it. Sort of avoiding it, but there shouldn't really be an issue with it. Now it's gonna have a hole in it, isn't it? Oh, what the heck? Why? Why? What? How? Why is it bent up? What the heck? How did this happen? Ah. Blender. Ah, I've been copying that around. What else have I got wrong now? Damn it. All holes are copies of that one.
Some people that used to be in the MKWII moding community are absolute gods at using it.
Yeah. That seems a little off for some reason. That gear itself. Ah, second grid, there we go. Oh, I'd been rotating that one. No, that should be fine. There's still just a block out that I'm making, damn it. There's still so much more to do. No clue how that happened. Whatever.
Mono, the program was also very easy to run on older machines.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we used it once in school. Or looked at it once in school. That's my only memory. I might have had a look at it before Blender, or while Blender. Maybe I downloaded multiple things, that was one of them, and then Blender was Blender, so it was like, well, why bother with anything else? No? Yeah. Okay, why is that so high? Progress on this model's heck too slow.
Mono, I spent so many hours making my first custom track and it was absolutely fucking garbage, but I was damn proud of it.
Oh yeah. How it is. I love how smooth that reflection is. This matte cap I made is amazing. Really happy with how well it turned out. Literally, it's just the first thing I bashed together, you know? I wasn't expecting it to look like anything. But it was just perfect by default. I just literally slid sliders randomly. Bam, there you go. Okay. What am I gonna do about food today? I really need to have a shower, but I'm already getting tired. But I don't want to stop because I'm not going to start again. For the last 2 days, I haven't done anything. It's already been like 3 weeks of me messing with this damn thing. Thought this thing would only take about a week to do, and that was a overestimation. Ugh. What am I doing? Where am I at? So... yeah. There's just something to hold this one in place, because this one has the force of the springs it's got to pull. It has to have a support on the top. But I don't quite know how that would go. Where's the hurdy-gurdy time now?
Mono. Also, I found a body pillow at a reasonable price on a website where I can actually order stuff from with a nearly 50% chance of it arriving.
What? Why wouldn't it arrive? I'm pretty unreliable. What am I doing? Yeah, so that's got to have a support on top. How would I do it?
Mono. Because our addresses are weird.
Okay. I've got a thing here where you could have stuff delivered to a... It's not a post office, but it's like a post office for home deliveries. So rather than being delivered to your home, it's delivered to this other place. But it's not a post office, it's not a letterbox. I don't really know what it is. It's like an in-between for that. Like, so you send your Amazon packages there. Anyway, you can get cheaper deliveries sometimes too.
Mono. We can get it delivered to a supermarket at a small fee.
Oh, it's cheaper if you do it that way than delivering for us. Yeah, weird. I'm assuming you could literally just have it delivered to the post office for collection for no extra cost. But it does mean you got to go to the post office. The outside world, you know. Horrible.
Mono. It's not here since you pay the supermarket.
Yeah. Must be alternatives though. I don't know how to connect anything to that, damn it. Everything's in the way. I mean, the next nearest thing is just this.
We don't have a post office in our city.
But I can't have it connect to the top because I need to put the rod in there. Or the gears on it, so it's got to be something that is separate. There's no bridging places. Like, I can't put a pin through here. I mean, I suppose I could. Do the same sort of thing I did with this. But it's got to be so thin. But I could have it just branch out across that thing. Because it's this movement that I don't want it to do. It can't really move that way, it's just this way. So, I could just have a pin going through there. It just needs to be on either side of that thing. Should be fine. Bit of a weakness in structural support, but this doesn't contain any weight, so... I feel like that's the only way I'm going to be able to do that. Should this be a pin that's printed separately, or a pin that is part of this rod? That was the other question. Because if it does have any excess force applied to it and it breaks, that's a really annoying thing to repair. But if it's a rod that goes through, then we have the problem of wiggle room, which I suppose is not really a problem. Okay. Because it's a thing connected to a rod that's in a slot. So you've got that tolerance issue and then this tolerance issue. I suppose I've done it a heap of times before. It's not really anything, it's just this, really. Which, that's wrong. Okay. That actually needs to be going through a hole now, or this pin needs to come up through it. Which I suppose it could. I don't like the idea of having pins attached, though, because it means you've got to print the whole part if something goes wrong with the pin. But... what are my alternatives here? This is the structural load-bearing support here. I really don't want to put holes in that area. I suppose I could make this thing a lot thicker. The top part of it, anyway. There's no reason it needs to be that thin. Although with how supports work, it's a bit annoying. This will be printed... Wait, how exactly will this part be printed? Like that or like that? I mean, either way, everything's supported by supports. It's just the way that the supports get to this bar is really annoying. It'd be better if that was the bottom and this was the top. So yeah, having this spread out a bit more is probably fine. Ugh. There's so many things to account for. Why is that looking like this? Oh. Because I don't want to be messing with the bottom part. Is that blue? Oh, blue. There's an extra 2 millimeters of width. Should be fine. It's like 3 times thicker now. Should I make that part thicker as well? I don't know. Probably fine. How does that flex? Because the point is that's supposed to flex up, but that's going to flex in for that to happen. Did I make little wobbly things on this? Because this thing, I made this stuff more blocky. Yeah, how would this flex?
Mono, yes you can.
Yeah. I feel like I need to make little uppy-downy bumpy things, so when it flexes, it's got something to pull material in from. Because for this to flex at the moment, these end parts are gonna, like, you know, this entire block at the end has to sort of rotate like that. It's the only way that would happen. But if I put like a little V-bumpy uppy-downy stuff, I'll give it some more flexy points. How much exactly does that have to flex by? So many things! Because it's got to flex by the entire size of this. A whole millimeter's worth of flex. Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this like a zigzaggy thing, but I can't have it too close because I've only got a millimeter clearance here. That makes supports a little bit more pain, but whatever. Actually, no, it doesn't.
Mono, it needs to flex about half that of a bodybuilder.
Only about half that. No more, no less. How big are the flexes? What? There's something just like that. Like, because if it's too close to that, pulling this up's going to be pulling, like, that's going to be bottoming out. Which is fine, but then it requires more force to go that extra little bit. Because that's just the inwards sort of pull. I don't know. I don't like this at all. I can't have it go downwards though. Can I? No. That means I need the other part. It can, but only within the movement of this thing. That'll go about that far. So this one could be down, but that doesn't help that one.
Mono, IGTG.
Have it like that, and then this one be down. It's terrible. Have it like
Have
that.
a nice day.
Oh, okay, you too. Thanks for dropping by. I think I'll just go do stuff and have a shower before I get too tired again. And food is a thing I need at some point. That perfectly fits. I don't know, maybe this is all I need. I'll have to print this to test. I could extend this whole thing to be longer as well.
Mono, wait, did I hear that right?
What? I don't know. Wait. Oh.
Mono, a weeb knows about the ancient artifact called the shower.
Oh yeah, I try to have one at least every week. You know, at very least. It's a very hard standard to keep though, you know. Damn it.
Mono, same as me.
Yeah. I think I should have one more in it like that. I mean, I could keep the whole thing going, and I got a millimeter's worth of clearance. I don't know. I feel like that would have plenty enough to be able to flex that up. It's just those end ones. I mean, because that is supposed to be coming straight out of there. So that shouldn't have too much flex happening there. I don't know, that's probably fine. I just hate it. If any part of this doesn't work, it requires a rebuild of the entire thing to fix. And that's not a... But I want to rebuild it anyway. So it doesn't matter. What? That's down here now? Wait, what was... Oh, no, because I changed the, Okay. So that actually just sits on that thing now. I suppose that's something I didn't consider. What was stopping this thing from going further down? I mean, other than the number of things it slots into. Okay, so that's just an extra runner. Ugh. Okay, so once again, I think I'm up to the point where I need... This thing is the problem, which I was saying I could slice out a chunk of that. Why is it this hard? Oh yeah. So just have a millimeter's worth of pins. It's really not much. It should be fine. And then I was clearing that thing up. What? Didn't I do this? That's weird. I could have sworn I did this. Oh, maybe I was... No, what? I don't know. Whatever. What the heck? Okay. Okay. And technically, I could have a wedgie sort of thing like that. It is the bottom of it. But it's going to require sports anyway, so I may as well just have all. There we are. Okay. So that's where that'll fit, although I haven't done any of the damn tolerances. Which this thing's already got pretty bad tolerances for. So now... oh yeah. And that top thing, there's that whole question about whether or not these should be pins or rods. And the same thing to that. So yeah, I'd really like to go for the rod method. Which means that's going to have to socket into a hole. And then there's going to be that thing that plugs on the top and in the side. So yeah, I could just put it on the top and then... No, I can't just swing it around, that's the whole point, that's what I was trying to avoid. So if I did have that like that, how does it fit in? So it can get around. I mean, that part's easy enough. That doesn't work, does it? Damn it. That is also not working. Damn it. It's intersecting. 3. But that needs that thicker supports because I made it thicker. I forgot. No. Everything's wrong again. I was thinking about moving this one around. It's in the center. It's already moved. Damn it. That's all the room I have to work with. But that doesn't fit. That means I need to put a smaller gear here, and I have 2 gears. But now we've got the rotation problems to deal with. Okay. I think the next thing I should do is animate this damn thing. I need to make sure all of the rotations go in the correct directions, because I can't just slap in 2 gears here until I know that it's actually going in the right direction, because they need to be going in the right directions. But perhaps I need to put in 2 gears anyway, so... yeah. Let's hope so. Because that is going in the opposite direction, is it? No, because it's... but then it's on the inside, so God knows. And I can't just flip around those things so it can go whichever way it wants to go. So yeah. I should be able to just put 2 here. Doesn't matter. And I can invert things here as necessary. No, it's how this thing tries to... whatever. That's a fake output. That's the output. This is just extra. I could just put an extra gear here. So many things I could do. I'm gonna try to do other stuff now. It's like 9 in the morning. Like watching anime. What anime's out? No new animes because of all the animes ending. That trash this thing. I don't know. I'm gonna go try to keep my 1-ish average views.